Hello everyone. This is the Nasdaq 100 futures. So we see that they are down about 0.3%, 0.31%. S&P futures are delayed 15 minutes. They are about minus 0.48%. So unless they turn positive, don't put any money into the market today. I do think they will turn positive. So that's just a bias. And let's see what the SPX looks like in its daily chart ever since 9th of November 2024, around that time. So this 123 is a resistance line, trend line, and this 4 and 5 is form a support line. So what we see is that last week market fell very badly here, and then after 3 days on Friday it gave a white candle. So market did what is called a spring action, going below a support line or above a resistance line and then coming into the trading zone, congestion zone, or and therefore the target now is the upper trend line. But before that, it's got significant resistances. First resistance is this black curve, which is the 200-day moving average around 5700. Then this 5750 area, which is the blue 15-day moving average. Then these reds here around 5900. If it goes above these, then it will target the above 1 to 3 resistance line. I won't be putting a saying a trend has changed until it goes above 6200 and stays there for a while. So till that time the short term trend is down, and what we can play is a bounce in this short term trend. Bearish moves are very fast moves, and bounces in those bearish moves are even fast. So I expect a bounce today. Uh, let's see if it materializes or not. This was the daily chart. This is the weekly chart now for SPX. If we see that it has formed a hammer underneath a Bollinger Band, and that is a positive signal. Also, the weekly reds are not yet crossed over, although the blues are. That's fairly okay. This is the QQQ charts daily. This shows 1 and 2 form a resistance line, 3 and 4 form a support line, and it did the same spring action from the 3 and 4 support line. This last Friday was an engulfing bar here, so that's a bullish signal, and the first resistance is around 2% away from the current point. Let me check speaks once again. Yes, speaks was also quite an engulfing bar. So these signals are saying that Monday should be positive. And now let us see. Go to stocks. This is the Tesla weekly chart, and in this chart, Tesla is showing a hammer, almost a doji hammer, on a 200-day weekly moving average, and also it's below the hammer. Significant portion of the hammer is below the Bollinger Band. So this tells us that this week should be positive for Tesla. And in the dailies, we see that Tesla has shown us four haramis in after the brutal Monday. I'm I'm hoping that Tesla will do well. I think so. Not hoping. This is Meta weekly chart. Meta weekly chart is showing a doji over the 30 period weekly moving average. This is a positive signal. in the daily also, Meta is showing a Harami. This is again a positive signal, so Meta should do well at least on Monday. Microsoft is a much better chart than others. It's showing a full engulfing on Friday and looks like doing well for this week. This is the Google chart. Google is also showing a Harami, so it should be up on Monday. This is Apple. Again, it's a Harami, but Apple is very weak on the weekly, so I won't advise you to buy this and hold this for a whole week. This is very weak. I'm not so sure whether the Harami will also play out as expected, but if it is doing good in the pre-market, then you can long it. This is Nvidia. In the weekly, the Nvidia is showing a very good piercing bar, and it has also done very well in the dailies. It's gone above the 200-day moving average, but it's going to face some resistance in these reds and in the Bollinger Band 20 SMA. But let's see if it crosses 130, then it should go above this trend line. Let me draw it. If it crosses above this trend line, then it's bullish. But there's it's somewhat away from this trend line. So let's see. This is the CRM chart Salesforce. This is almost a doji, wide, long-legged doji, not very long also, and not exactly a doji also. It's a white candle, but anyway, the psychology is the same. Of underneath the Bollinger Band and after a downtrend, so Salesforce promises to be positive, and the daily on this is also a Harami. So this looks like giving us good gains on Monday. This is an engulfing Autodesk, and the weekly is it's a hammer very far outside the Bollinger Band, so I expect it to come inside the Bollinger Band, which means it should give us good gains this week. Then there is ServiceNow. Now this also is a hammer outside the Bollinger Band on its weeklies, and it's a white candle. So this should I'm expecting some good gains in this week. And here also it's an engulfing bar on Friday. So these were the tickers which I have discussed. The tickers look much better than sorry, the tickers look much better than the indices. So just take care that the pre-market should be positive before you put any money into it. And the futures should also be supporting it. So that's all for now. Thank you. And a lot of my what I talk about is educational. So treat this more of an educational video rather than as a buy sell advice. And if you really want to buy sell something, also consult with your financial advisor. Thanks for watching and listening to me. Hope you can gain something from it.